Hello, this is Rich with CMRM Travel. My wife Chana and I own CMRMTravel.com, a franchise of Dream Vacations. Today I'm going to give you a little short video on why you should use a travel advisor, especially for cruises, but for your all-inclusives and other needs of travel also. First off, we offer best price and value. So if you're going to go on a cruise, you're at least going to get the price that the cruise line offers, if not something better. So you'll get all the offers that the cruise line is offering. Currently, Norwegian is offering More at Sea, which gives you specialty dining. It gives you drink package. Royal Caribbean offers buy one, get one 75% off. We also offer that when we book you with Royal Caribbean. Celebrity currently is having the end of summer sale, which is discounted rates on some of their sailings. You would also get that. Other things that many cruise lines offer are third and fourth guests sail free on certain cruises or kids sail free on certain cruises. You would also get that offer if you book with a travel agent, because cruise lines push those offers straight to your travel agent. Second thing you get by booking with Dream Vacations, or my wife and I, is the offers that Dream Vacation has. So, right now, Norwegian Cruise Lines, if you book a balcony or above, then Dream Vacations is offering to pay your gratuities for the first two people in the room. Currently, Celebrity is offering to give you $75 for spending on specialty dining. Royal Caribbean, Dream Vacations is offering specialty dining for two. So as you can see, you get what you get from the cruise line, plus you get what you get from Dream Vacations. Now, in addition to those, you could also get specials from our business managers who help us with sales throughout the country. Currently, Nancy from Celebrity is offering a September special, which gives you additional onboard credit. I'll bring up that image on the screen, but basically if you book a 6-day or longer cruise and you book a suite, you get $200. If you book a balcony room, you get $100. If it's shorter than 6 days, then you get $100 for a suite and $50 for a balcony room. Celebrity calls them all verandas, so I apologize for calling them balcony rooms, but that's basically what they are. Norwegian Cruise Lines, as of the current date right now, our business manager does not have any specials out there, but pretty often our business manager does push out there additional specialty dinings on cruises. No matter what level you book, from interior to suite, our business manager pushes out there a free case of water or a free half a case of water for your room, or sweets, chocolate covered strawberries or chocolate truffles. Other cruise lines also offer these amenities through their business manager. Now, there is also a loyalty perk benefit from Dream Vacations. That loyalty perk benefit from Dream Vacations works in the following way. When you book a cruise on Dream Vacations, if you book an additional cruise while on that cruise or within 30 days of returning from that cruise, we have what is called the loyalty perk. Now, what that does is it gives you an additional, on top of all the other offers that you get when you book, onboard credit. And that onboard credit ranges from $25 and up. And as you can see, I'm putting on a screen just to show you the breakdown of how much your onboard credit would be, but it depends on the total price of your new cruise. If you book your cruise while on the cruise line, most of the cruise lines work very well. They let us know you've booked it. That way it can get put in the system, and your additional benefit perk can get added to your cruise, and we'll know you have it. But if you do book while on your cruise, please let us know when you get back from the cruise that you did book. If you did not book on your cruise and you want to use this benefit, remember, it is 30 days from the day you return. There is no grace period. You have to be booked and your down payment has to be in, or you will not get that loyalty perk. Also, you can save time by allowing a travel agent to find the cruise for you. I remember when my wife and I started cruising 10, 15 years ago, I would spend hours going through different websites, looking at different rates, trying to find the stops we wanted from a port that was close that we could drive to with a rate that was affordable for us. With our software that we have from Dream Vacations, it makes it a little bit easier for me to look up different prices because I don't just see or lowest price interior room. I can see the best value on an ocean view, a balcony, or even a suite. So it makes it quicker, and as long as I know what you're looking for, I can look for that for you. Now, in addition to these other perks and benefits, World Travel Group, World Travel Holdings, which owns Dream Vacations, makes major contracts with the cruise lines, and with these major contracts, they'll buy so many rooms on every ship at a certain rate. Now, at some points during the season or during the booking time, our rates for the group rates are higher, which means we're going to book you at the current cruise line rates. But if the cruise line rates go up significantly and the cruise becomes very expensive, our rates that World Travel has negotiated stay the same the whole time during the whole booking period, which means that at some point, usually, our World Travel rates become better. And if you're trying to book last minute or after lots of rooms have been taken and the rates have gone up, then Dream Vacations is a good bet for you. But be aware that we do not book thousands of rooms at these rates. We book maybe a dozen or so in each category on a ship. So once our rates get better than the cruise line rates, our travel advisors, our other franchise owners, are going to be offering those to their customers and clients, and they will go fast. A second reason that you may want to use a travel advisor, or probably should use a travel advisor, is that we have knowledge. We deal with cruise lines every day. We deal with issues of clients every day. For instance, passport information. Now, if you Google it, you can see that if you leave and return to the United States, going to Mexico or Canada, or on a cruise to the Caribbean, or Canada or New England, where you're going to stop in a foreign country, you can see that you can leave and come back with your driver's license or government ID and your birth certificate. That is all well and dandy if you're going to drive to Canada and come back, or drive to Mexico and come back, because you are definitely going to leave and come back in the same mode of transportation. If you go on a cruise that leaves and returns to the same port, Port Canaveral, Florida, you stop in 2 or 3 different countries while you're on your cruise. When you come back, you're coming to the same port. You go through customs, you use your government issued ID, and you use your birth certificate. No problem. Here's where the problem comes in. If you miss your ship and have to get to the next port, or if you get kicked off the ship or have to get off the ship for medical reasons somewhere, and you don't have a passport, it becomes more difficult for you to get back into the United States. So my recommendation is to get a passport if you're going to go on a cruise. Now, also, in addition to passport information, there must be at least 6 months left on your passport before it expires at the end of your trip. So if your trip ends on January 15th, your passport expiration date has to be at least July 16th of that same year. If your passport is going to expire, or if your passport is not going to have 6 months left on it on the day you return to port back in the United States, the cruise line will not let you use that passport as a way to exit and come back to the country. This comes from some laws where other countries have made it mandatory that your passport have at least 6 months on it to come into their country. It makes it a little more difficult, and if you didn't bring your driver's license, government ID, and your birth certificate, they're not going to let you on the ship. Continuing with knowledge, planning on going to Canada. Are you going to take a Alaska cruise or a New England cruise that stops in Canada? Well, if you have been convicted of a violent crime, drug crimes, sex crimes in the United States, or a DUI, if you have been convicted of a DUI in the United States, you cannot get on a cruise that will stop in Canada, because Canada will not allow that cruise ship to stop in their port if it has a passenger on it that has been convicted of one of these crimes. There are ways around this. You can apply for a temporary resident permit that costs at current date $200. The way to get that is to contact a Canadian immigration attorney and talk to them, but definitely do that before you book a cruise, especially if you're going to have a non-refundable deposit. And chances are with the temporary resident permit, you're not going to get it for a cruise. Now, after your sentence is complete and you would do an additional 5 years since your sentence is complete, you can apply for criminal rehabilitation in Canada. Again, you would have to talk to a Canadian immigration attorney, ask them the specifics, and pay whatever fees are there. But once you apply for that criminal rehabilitation 5 years after your sentence is done, that will allow you into Canada as often as you want. Seems like the more viable option than trying to get a temporary resident permit. Also, knowledge. Certain drugs are illegal in other countries. So, if you're leaving the United States and you have a little head cold and you like your Sudafed and codeine and Vicks inhalers are illegal in Mexico. So, you can board your ship with them because they're legal in the United States. But if you get off on an excursion in Mexico, do not take those items with you. Sudafed, codeine, Vicks inhalers, most narcotics and psychotropic drugs like Adderall and Ambien. So, if you got a even if you have a prescription on these drugs, it doesn't matter in Mexico. They're illegal. Don't do it. Now, I also put Japan in here because stimulant-based decongestants like Sudafed and Vicks inhalers are illegal. Certain pain relievers like codeine are illegal. ADH medications are illegal. Now, I realize that it's not such an important thing for me to put this in there to say if you take it on the ship, because more than likely you're not going to board a ship in the United States unless you're doing a trans-Pacific cruise, at which time you do not want to have those drugs in Japan, and that's exactly where you'll be. You can get arrested. More than likely you will get arrested if they find them. So, if you're going to fly into Japan, you don't want to bring these drugs. If you're going to cruise into Japan, you don't want to bring these drugs because they can get you arrested. Just because your drugs are legal in the United States doesn't mean you can bring them to whatever country you want. Another thing that Dream Vacations and travel advisors do is they give you options. If you've never cruised, I'm going to talk to you, my wife will talk to you, find out who's traveling, how many people are going, what are the ages, what are your main goals of your travel. Do you just want to relax on the ship? Do you have kids that are going to want a big water park? Are you going to want to watch Broadway style shows or Cirque du Soleil style shows? Are you a big foodie that wants all the fancy specialty restaurants? Are you more interested in the excursions, seeing the local history, the local sites? Do you need lots of kids' activities? Do you just want family time where you and the family can lounge around the pool, go and play Deal or No Deal? Do you want to do shopping on shore during your excursions? Do you want to do adventure where you go to one of these bottomless pit water holes in Mexico or one of those countries? When do you want to cruise? Obviously, if you have school-age children, you're going to want to go during the peak season when the kids are out of school. Where do you want to go? Does it matter at all which port do you want to sail out of? You know, for where I am, New Orleans is the closest port, but unfortunately, the port of New Orleans does not have a lot of the ships sailing out of it, and a lot of the ships sailing out of it don't go to the Eastern Caribbean spots that I want to go to. So I don't often get to sail out of New Orleans. Is there a special occasion? Is it a honeymoon? Is it an anniversary? Do you have a new baby? Is it just a family getaway where everybody just wants to chill and relax? Does everybody want to party? So we're going to ask you these questions. And then we're going to try and figure out what cruise line, because different cruise lines are going to cater to different reasons for cruising. If you want an active cruise where there is lots of stuff for the kids and you to do, well, basically you're looking at Carnival, you're looking at Royal Caribbean, you're looking at Norwegian, you're looking at Disney if it's for the kids. Now, if you want one where there's still stuff for everybody to do, but a little bit more down, you can look at Princess. You can look at some of the other lines, and then if you want one where there's really not going to be kids and there's really not a lot of adventurous rock climbing walls and surfing simulators, then you've got Virgin Voyages, you've got Celebrity. So depending on what you and your group that are sailing want to do on the ship will depend on what type of ship you want to get on. We're going to help you find that vacation that you're looking for, and we're going to save you time from searching for it. I'm not telling you not to look into the cruise lines just to have some general idea of which ones you feel you want, because that's great for us. You know, if you come to me and you give me this information, you say, I'm really looking at these 3 cruise lines because they have all these things that we want, then that's where I'm going to try and focus, unless if something you've told me just completely puts me off, and at that point, before I even start looking, I'll say, well, did you think about this cruise line? Because what you told me was this, and I feel that this cruise line offers more in the line of what you're looking for. Savings. We offer savings and value. I'm not going to charge you more than what you see the cruise line charging. Like I said, we have the group rates from World Travel that can be better than what you're seeing advertised. We have the offers, like I said, that Dream Vacations puts out there to pay your gratuities on certain cruises, or to give you an onboard credit on certain cruises. I can tell you that if I look up a cruise for you and somehow find a rate that's less than what I can charge you, I'm going to tell you about that. And hopefully when you book your next cruise, you'll let me have the chance again to find you a cruise, and hopefully this time I can find you something with more value than letting you book straight with the cruise line or some other way. Shauna and I are the owners of our franchise, and we're looking for some way to reward and give some extra value to our customers and our repeat customers. So as we're working on that, go ahead and call us. Go ahead and send us an email. Go ahead and let us help you with your dream vacation. And any questions you have, please send them to us. Again, my name is Rich. Hopefully this video is not a put you to sleep video. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to try and do as many of these videos as I can. Have a good afternoon.